Can you hear me now? There we go. Thank you. We got the volume up. The Lord told me, on rocks like you, Peter, I'm building my church. I can't begin to understand that. But when I'm high, I'm terrific. Some days I'm ready for anything. I feel like climbing Everest, swimming the Panama Canal. I could tame a cage of hungry tigers. Some days I know that God could find no better servant than me, good old Peter. I felt like that the day I said to him, no matter what the others do, you can count on me to the end. I mean it. With every part of my being, every muscle, every nerve, every cell. Oh, how I mean it. I was high that day. I was up, and the world was my oyster. But that night in the courtyard, it was so different. Those soldiers were trying to get me, as they had him. I was scrambling for my life. I don't know him. I said over and over again. I said it until that rooster split the air with his awful cry. And I knew I had done it again. I let him down. I was low that day and night, lower than a snake's belly. That's the story of my life. Like the girl in the poem. When I'm good, I am very, very good. And when I'm bad, I'm horrid. My feelings go up and down like a yo-yo. Sometimes I feel like I'm living on a pogo stick. And he said to me, to this person with manic depressive faith, on rocks like you, Peter, I'm building my church.
Christ is for you, Peter. You are accepted when you are up, when you are down. Accept the fact that you are accepted. Take, eat, and drink, for Christ is for you. Now I'd like to introduce Thomas. Thomas, plain old ordinary Thomas.
Every time I pass that painted rock, I get angry. Years ago, someone wrote in fluorescent color, no less, Christ is the answer. I keep hoping the paint will wear off. It doesn't. I suppose the author of that holy graffiti retouches it from time to time. The saying goes, Christ is the answer. To what? What is the question? I simply cannot understand folks who pluck answers off of painted rocks. But Thomas, my wife reminded me, not everyone has your convoluted mind. She's right, of course. I admit I overdo it. My brain is forever thinking up another question, a further implication. I see 3 or 4 sides to issues, and they have only 2. She's right to call me on it. I do get a kind of perverse pleasure out of being forever the skeptic, the doubter, blasting holes in pretty faith balloons. Perhaps I overdo it, though I will not apologize for my skepticism. Land's sake, we do not question we are not alive. Look around. It's the people who get slogan answers from painted rocks or golden-tongued charismatics who end up joining the Flat Earth Society or drinking doctored Kool-Aid in the jungle. He understood that. He never put me down. Oh, I can tell that sometimes my endless questions and speculations amused him, but he never turned off my brain. I served him, tortured mind and all. I remained more interested in questions than in slickly wrapped answers. For once, no, often, he reached out his mail-locked hand and we touched.
Christ is for you, Thomas. You are accepted in your believing and in your unbelieving. Accept the fact that you are accepted. Take, eat, and drink. Christ is for you. And now I'd like to introduce a very ordinary person, Mary.
I want to be here, but I still don't feel comfortable in church. The streets are my territory. I was raised in the streets. I plied my trade there for years. I am at home with street people. Churches are strange to me. I hear the words, but I don't really understand them. We are forever singing some good old hymn that I have never heard before. I never know what to say to church folks. They seem nice enough, but I can tell they feel awkward, and so do I. Sometimes I suspect during coffee hour that someone behind me is pointing. There's Mary Magdalene, the woman with a past. It's probably all in my head. Am I dressed right for church? I can't get over the feeling that church people get some kind of secret password, probably in Sunday school when they were kids. And from that time on, they know who really belongs. What's the password? I just have the experience of him. I understood his words, although he didn't really speak the language of the streets. Maybe it was more his look, his touch. I saw myself as honored, valued, useful. When he said my name in that garden, Mary, I knew I could never sell myself short again. I don't suppose I'll ever help the church much. It's the streets where I can spread the news of what Christ did for me and what he waits to do for them. I can talk to people in the streets. If I have a ministry, it's there, not here. But I want to be with people who know him. I want the fellowship of those who love him. I need the people here in church. Perhaps they need me too. I just wish the church was a bit more like the street.
Christ is for you, Mary. You are accepted in the church as in the streets. Accept the fact that you are accepted. Take, eat, drink. Christ is for you. Our next ordinary person is Martha. Okay, scratch that one. Our next ordinary person is Mother Mary.
I'm learning how to turn down those invitations to speak to the Women's Association or the potluck dinner. Those well-meaning church folks are giving to me. I squirm at the introduction, Mary, Mother of the Lord. People are beginning to ask for my autograph. They treat me like a mean vase. Can you imagine how that makes a country girl feel? The other day some woman asked me, get this, she wanted my handkerchief. Isn't that awful? To top it off, when I catch myself in the mirror, off guard, you know the way it happens. You're not deliberately looking in the mirror, but you do, and you notice yourself, maybe the way others see you. And I realize, horror of horrors, I'm even beginning to look saintly. How does Mother Teresa stand it? Frankly, all this holiness is getting me down. I wish the church would back off. I gave Jesus life. Joseph and I nurtured him in love. But I'm not a saint. No way. If I'd had my brothers, he'd have died at 70 in his own bed. Nazareth's beloved and tired carpenter. His son would have arranged the funeral. The grandchildren would have tried. We used to argue about that, Jesus and I. I knew once he started preaching, he was an endangered species. Come home, I pleaded. Come back to your tools, your work, your family. Don't you love your family? He pointed to the riffraff around him. This is my work. They are my